What's up, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more Duran Duran, and we're going back to their 1984 live album, Arena. I'm going to keep mentioning it, but I do have a later reissue from 1999, and I don't think the track list is identical to some of the original versions of this album. But yeah, we're going to listen to Hungry Like the Wolf. This is a song that was sort of my reconnection to Duran Duran about a little over a month ago when I started to do Duran reactions, and very quickly realized, like, whoa, their music, I remembered it a little bit, but I clearly need to start taking a closer look. And then a number of you found my channel and helped me understand what was going on more and more, something that you have continued to do, and I'm massively grateful for. But yeah, so this was a song that was not only a sort of like warm nostalgic memory from my youth, but it's a song that will now surely be sort of important and nostalgic to me in the sense that it began my modern sort of deep dive back into their music. It's interesting, when I mentioned it before, like as a kid when I was listening to Duran and Depeche Mode and a number of these other groups in the early to mid 80s, I wasn't so much thinking about lyrics. Every once in a while, a line would stand out to me and I might think about that, but ultimately it was more about the sonics and the sound. And then as I got a little bit older and I heard some of the songs maybe, on the radio or, whatchamacallit, like seeing a music video, I remember I began to think about lyrics more like in the 90s when I was a teen. And I think by then I started to pick up on the fact that this song had a very carnal, sort of like physically voracious, a large physical appetite, shall we say, that was sort of the tone of the song. But it wasn't until I did the reaction to this that I realized just how sort of, naughty it is in terms of sort of the metaphors and sort of the carnality of the song. And indeed, I don't know if this is the case on the original UK version. Now that I have that double, like deluxe, double CD deluxe version of Rio, where it has both the UK album and the extra, like, US remixes, I should go back and do a Hungry Like the Wolf reaction to the studio version of the UK album, because the version that I have on my like Rio album, which is the US version from 82, it toward the end of the song there's some like vocalizations which, I think it's pretty clear there's supposed to be sort of like sexual, ecstasy sort of vocalizations and ecstatic noises. To the point where it was like, wow, like I don't remember this being on the radio this way, so I don't know if like the version they would have played on the radio is the same one that I heard, or maybe they just would fade it like before that, but I do remember being a bit amused and tickled pink by the sort of naughty nature of the song, just in terms of kind of some of the vocal touches that were right near the end. So I don't know if we're going to hear anything like that in this version, and as I have mentioned, and as a number of you have helped me understand, in the live performances of a number of these songs, there's an extra instrumental element, or they, perhaps add a bit more of like a flourish in one section. So I'm guessing it won't be identical to either the UK version of the song or the US remix. I'm guessing there will be at least some embellishments or perhaps an entirely new instrumental layer that's not in the original. So we'll have to see. Let's get to it. This is Hungry Like the Wolf by Duran Duran on their 1984 album Arena.
Is anybody hungry?
I'm guessing many people replied in the affirmative. It's just like, name a riff that is more iconic. You'll be troubled to find many. You might find one or two that are on the same level, but... And that vocal like flourish, like that's... Does anything say like nostalgic 80s more than that? I don't know. I love the little like pitter patter of the percussive rhythm. It's like a mini xylophone. Bass. Oh, listen to the bass. Hey. Little vocal flair there. I like the way the guitar kind of like scratches its way into the next measure. They're like high keys, it's like there's like basically there's high keys that are kind of like doing that same like pitter patter rhythm that the like those little percussive rolling rhythm does. God, a little different inflection on that line too. I like it. Like, are you hearing this bass? It's like ghostly, cinematic, but also like wicked and distorted. I love it. That was amazing. Really put a lot of kick into that vocal restart. Put your back into it, as they say. This is where the like, let's say amorous vocalizations begin in the version I have on the vinyl. A proper howl. I love it. Yeah, I think it was a more like straightaway version. It didn't have quite the sort of like extra like flourishes, and like I said, it's almost like vocal noises toward the end. But yeah, like I do wonder if the who the backing or the female vocalist was on that one. Like I don't know if it's the same person who was doing the vocal flourishes on the album version I have, or well, the one of the album versions I have. As I said, I do now have the deluxe 2-disc one, which includes the UK version as well. So now, as I said, I am sort of inclined. I've reacted to all the tunes on that album, but there are like a couple different variants, and I mentioned there's actually some demos and other versions of the track. So yeah, I'll probably go back to that one and do the UK version of Hungry Like the Wolf and just see how different the original version was. So let me know what you think. Let me know which is your favorite, if you have a preference between the different versions. And yeah, like I said, if you do know who the female vocalist was there, do shout it out. I do appreciate all the people providing information, and as I said, it's not just me learning. There's a number of people who've commented that there are certain details that they weren't privy to prior to someone else commenting, or someone with a lyrical interpretation that another person will say they hadn't considered, but is actually like very informative. So yeah, shout out to all you with the information in the comments. Other than that, I will see you next time. Peace.